If you walk in your house and it's chaos, like, I bet you are overwhelmed, because I would be too. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in as always. Today I want to talk about being overwhelmed and how we deal with being overwhelmed. So first off, being overwhelmed is very much a thing. There are ways that you can stop from being so overwhelmed, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Being overwhelmed comes very much with being overstimulated. And what overstimulation is basically when all your senses are taking on way too much than what they can handle. And that's important, but you have to stay for the whole video for it to all come together and to make sense. So just get comfy, okay? With being overwhelmed, pretty much it seems like there's a lot of things going on at once, especially when you're a parent or you have younger siblings or something. It could be a lot of stuff going on at one time. So this is what you do. The stuff that you can't control, you get in control of it. And how you do that is you get organized. And this video actually came from Heinz. Heinz is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. And he always says, when you're overwhelmed, you get organized. You're not overwhelmed, you're really unorganized. You have got to get organized. And let me tell you, it's going to first start at the crib. Baby, your house should be the one place that brings you peace. If your home is not together, that needs to be number one. And the world gives you enough stimulation. It gives you enough to work on. Hear me say that. All of that money that we spend in to live in these places, it needs to be the number one place of peace. Clean your house up. And I'm not just talking about the standard wash dishes, vacuum. No. Clean. Deep clean. If you've ever walked into your house and you had a bunch of stuff everywhere, you immediately get stressed out. Because why is there so much stuff everywhere? At least for me. I'll be the first to tell you, back in the day, I used to have stuff all over the place. Like, if you knew me then, I'm a new person. I have been reborn. You cannot have a bunch of stuff everywhere. My house, for the most part, I do have a 5-year-old, so her room, I sometimes I just can't even go in there because it's a lot. But when you walk in your main areas that you're going to spend most of your time, you need to get it out of there. That clutter, there is chaos and energy in stuff. When there is stuff everywhere, you cannot be peaceful. And I'm telling you, that's why if you've ever cleaned your house a real good deep clean, everything has a place, you're gonna feel so peaceful and so good. You're gonna light your little candle, put on some tunes because it feels good. There's a reason for that, because you done cleaned out all of that stuff and that chaos and that chaotic energy out of your place. Clean up, please. Start there. Number one, after you watch this video, get to getting rid of that stuff. Get rid of all that old stuff that you haven't used in a decade. Ain't no reason. And I hold on to stuff so long because I think I may just need it. And then a year go by, another year go by, another year go by, and I ain't used it. So I have done better. I'm getting that stuff up out of there because it's just going to cause more clutter and more chaotic energy. You have got to deep clean, get rid of stuff. Everything should have a place. Get some storage options, because I'm the storage queen now. Get you some storage options. Figure out how you can make this so if you do have a lot of stuff, get it organized and stored appropriately. Sometimes you may have to get creative with it. My house is a really small house, but it works for me and my girls, so not too much on my small house. But seriously, you got to get creative with some of these storage options. There are so many different storage things that you can do. Get on YouTube, because that's what I do. Get into that YouTube search and look for ways to store things that are organized and you can tuck them away. But when you walk in your house needs to be free of clutter, free of nonsense, because you need to be peaceful. If you walk in your house and it's chaos, like, I bet you are overwhelmed, because I would be too. If I walk in my house and there's stuff everywhere, the first thing I got to do is clean up. I cannot function if the house is dirty, because now I'm stepping all over stuff. I'm stressed out because everywhere I look, there's just stuff. Clean up. I'm telling you, start there. That's number one. Next thing, we are busy. I feel like, especially this day and age, we got work, we got kids to school, we got our side hustles, we got after work duties, we got to cook for our families. We all have a lot going on all the time. Like, all the time. It feels like sometimes it don't ever stop. Listen, You have got to organize your life. And it don't have to be to a T, but you got to have a plan every single day. You need, and I'm a list girly. I make a list for everything. My family knows. Like, one thing about it, Jasmine gonna have a list. And the thing is, you have a checklist. You need to write down everything that you need to do and get it done and organize it by priority. Because sometimes you may not get everything done, but the stuff that just has to get done or you're going to continue to be stressed out about it, do that first. Organize it by priority. Get your little checklist, however you want to do it. And as it gets done, check it. Because a lot of things seem overwhelming, or if you have a lot of stuff to do, it seems overwhelming until you actually get it done. Like, I'd be like, oh my God, I got to do this. And then I do it all within an hour. And I was like, oh, girl, you did a lot for that little bit of stuff. But when you don't know, or it's not wrote down, or you just have it all lingering, jumbled up in your mind, like, it very much seems like, okay, this is a lot. Once you write it down and organize it by priority, I'm telling you, it's going to be so much better for you. Get your pen, a little paper, write it down. I promise you. Another thing with organizing your time, if it's something that you could prep for like the day before, let's say it's something like, you know, your kids go to school, get their clothes out the night before, get their lunches done the night before, whatever you can do to kind of prep to help you in that next day, do that prior to. That's why I say organize what each day is going to look like or what needs to get done each day, because that'll help you better to prepare for those days. So that way you're less overwhelmed when a busy day comes because you're a little bit more prepared. For me, that's why I have to meal prep. Even though by like day 5, I'll be over it, I still meal prep because I know during the week, cooking during the week is just not really gonna happen like that, especially if I want to stay healthy. You got to figure out your lifestyle and what are your goals so you can make it happen for you. If you have a big family that you need to cook for, if you got extra time on Sunday, you know you're making all these vegetable dishes, go ahead and cut them veggies up for the week, store them up real nicely. So then that way it's a little less if stuff gets chaotic during the week. You gotta prep. Proper preparation. Also, get into a routine. Every day may look different, but every day still has some of the same basic principles. I know by this time I have to get my daughter to school. I know by this time I have to be at work. I know by this time I need to be recording and editing. Somehow, some way, there's a way to make some things routine. Have scheduled time for this, schedule time for that. Make it a routine, because that way, once you get into a routine, it's like standard. And I say this because some people's kids go to sleep at different times of the day. My daughter, 8 o'clock, you're going down, because I know I need to be prepared for in the morning to get up for my workouts. And you need to be up, ready to go to school and not dragging. That's why it's really important to get into a routine. And a part of getting into a routine is scheduling time for you to stop and to breathe. I don't know where we got this notion that you have to be doing something every moment of the day. No, absolutely not. You need to make time for you to sit and to breathe and to calm your mind. And it don't have to be meditation, because I know y'all thought I was gonna go there. If you just need to sit down and have quiet time to yourself, make that happen, because life is overwhelming. If we're constantly being stimulated by doing this, we got to pay this, we got to do this, I got to show up here. Even just saying that, I feel like I got stressed out. Like, make time to just chill. This could be a time when you have a TV show that you want to watch. Monday at a certain time, I'm going to stop. I'm going to watch my show. Make time to do nothing. Just stop. Just relax. You know, just chill out a little bit. Just chill. That's okay. We can just chill, I promise. Ain't nothing gonna happen if we take a moment to chill. Everything gonna be okay. Even if it's just 10, 15 minutes, relax. You're overwhelmed because you always just going. And the only time you stop is once or twice a year when you on vacation. Like, relax, sit down, kick your feet up, do nothing, get your little scroll on if that's what you do, but it's okay to chill. Another thing with chilling, sometimes you have to stop focusing on your never-ending list of things. There's always gonna be something that needs to get done. Literally always. There's always something that's gonna have to get done. But don't always be focusing on it. If you're constantly focusing on, I have to do this, I gotta do this, that list is just gonna keep growing and growing and growing, because what you focus on grows. You're gonna continue to think like, dang, I also gotta do this, I gotta do this. Breathe, relax. You're gonna get to it, but you also can't not stop because you still have this list of stuff. The list is going to be forever growing. Just add it to the list. And that way, when you're ready to get back into action, start doing stuff again, your list is there. You revisit the list when it's time to visit the list. And then you work on your list. You're going to have a checklist. You just, get to it when you get to it. But stop focusing on how much you got to get done or how much time you have to get this done. It's going to get done. The more you focus on it, the more it's going to stress you out and the more overwhelmed you're going to be because you're steady focusing on it. Get organized, clean up your house, and that'll make it a whole lot easier to be less overwhelmed. I have to tell my friends sometimes, like, you are stressing yourself out. You're going to get it done. You got to relax. Like, stop stressing yourself out. You know it has to get done. It's going to get done. But you also have other things that get done. Get your priorities done first. That's why you need to organize by priority. Get the priorities done first. So that way you're not beating yourself up if you don't get everything done. You got the most important stuff done. So celebrate that. Celebrate yourself for that. And when you're ready, after you take a little breaky break, get to the next thing. That's it. That is very much a key to being less overwhelmed. I'm fully aware it's not cut dry like that, but it will help you a whole lot doing these simple little things to make your life less overwhelming. This is not the end all be all because some things, are still out of our control, but the stuff that we can control, we control it. Y'all know that. But if you want to lessen it a little bit, add these tips to your life. Thank me later, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video.